Hi guys, this is part 5 in my budget and finance series. If you happen to miss parts 1 through 4, I'm going to put links to each of those videos below in case you want to catch up. Today I am going to talk about saving money on our groceries and our gas. So the first thing that I would say is definitely have a grocery budget. And if you don't have one already, it might take a few months to figure out exactly what your grocery budget should be. We all have different ways that we like to eat. Some of us really try to eat all natural foods, organic foods, which are definitely more expensive. Some of us don't buy meat, some of us do, some of us have a larger family. The area that we live in might be more or less expensive, so one budget isn't going to fit everyone. So that's something that you definitely need to determine based on what you are currently spending, and then you could probably, if you would like to reduce that, just gradually make changes and reduce it and kind of, work with what you have. I would say that one of the biggest ways to save money on your groceries is to write a grocery list and have a meal plan. So if we go to the store without a grocery list, we aren't going to remember what we have at home. We'll forget things, or we'll buy things that we already have in our pantry, and then we'll probably have to go back to the grocery store, and those multiple trips usually end up where we're purchasing more things. So I always go to the grocery store with a grocery list. I always plan our meals. It will not only help you with your budget, but it will just help you from being frustrated by standing in front of the refrigerator at 5 o'clock and you have no idea what you're going to make, and then you go to make something and you don't have it in your pantry. And that will just help you to make sure you get everything you're going to need in advance when you go to the grocery store. We can save a lot of money by skipping out on a lot of convenience foods. If you just give yourself a little extra time each week and make up those on your own, put your snacks into individual bags, or really plan what you're going to have for breakfast, what you're going to have for lunch, and things like that, you can save a lot of money by avoiding the cost of all of those convenience foods. I bake all of our snacks except for chips and things like that. I usually buy chips and snacks like that from Trader Joe's, and then I bake granola bars and muffins and all kinds of things because I save a lot of money and I know exactly what is in them. And I have 2 teenage boys and we go through a lot of snacks, so I know I would spend a lot more if I was buying boxes of granola bars and boxes of cookies. You can always make your own convenience foods as well. I make frozen pizzas and put them in the freezer, and I save a lot of money that way. And that way you can still have things like frozen pizzas, but you aren't spending, $5 each or whatever they are. You can also make things like homemade salad dressings and sauces and marinades, all of those things that come in bottles and packages. You can make on your own taco seasoning. There are so many things, and if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I make a lot of that from scratch. I do buy some things like I really like the Trader Joe's marinara, and I can make it on my own. I've done that plenty of times, but I really like that. So it kind of depends on the things that you want to cut, but you can definitely save money by making all of those things from scratch. As far as where to grocery shop, I would look at which grocery store has the best prices for the things that you like to buy. One store might have a great reputation for having the lowest prices, but it might not have the lowest prices on the things that you like or the way that you like to eat. So one thing that I do, I go to Aldi once a month because I don't buy enough from there to go every single week, and it's just one less place that I have to go to every week. But I do like to get things from there because I can save a lot of money. I also go to Trader Joe's once a month because it isn't close to my home and I don't want to drive out there every week. It's about a half an hour. Sometimes it takes a little longer if there's traffic, but I would be wasting a lot of gas and time if I went out there every single week. So I go there once a month and stock up, and then I go to the grocery store that is near me once a week and get produce and things. And sometimes, if I'm on my way somewhere, I might, stop into another grocery store if I need something that they only carry there. But this just really helps me to get the savings from different stores, but also not have to go to all of those stores every single week. And it kind of depends on how you like to grocery shop. I have friends who hit multiple stores every week, and we have tons of stores in our area, so it isn't like they're driving all over town. They just kind of make a loop and hit the grocery stores, get what's on sale there. It just really depends on what you have available and how you like to grocery shop. When you get ready to write your grocery list, check the sales ads for whatever store that you shop at, and also check your coupons. I love when I can combine a coupon with a sale. Also check to see if your store offers digital coupons. So some of the stores that I know of that offer them are Kroger. Meijer has M-Perks, which are digital coupons as well. And then Target has Cartwheels. Most of them, you just click on coupons that you want, and then you scan them on your phone, or you type in your phone number, or you run your card through, and it automatically takes everything off. So those are extra savings. And some stores will have store coupons, and then they will allow you to use manufacturer's coupons and the sale, so you can really save on things if you combine it all. Now, we like to eat a lot of all natural food and organic food, and I do get a lot of my groceries at Trader Joe's, and they pretty much have their own brand. But what I usually do is use coupons for things like toothpaste, toilet paper, deodorant, any of those things that I can use coupons for. And like I mentioned, I'll try to combine them with sales, so I can still get savings that way, even if I can't get the savings on a bag of organic apples or something like that. I can still save money. So it kind of just depends on the way that you like to eat. When you're checking your sales ads, see if there are things that you can stock up on that you'll definitely use. I do my grocery budget per month instead of per week, so that I can take advantage of sales in that way. So if I know I'm going to go through, 2 or 3 of a particular item in a month, but my weekly grocery budget would only allow me to get 1, it just really helps to do my grocery budget per month, and that way I can go ahead and get what I would need for the month while it's on sale and while I have coupons. So that's just another thing, if that works for you, to budget per month instead of per week. When you are stocking up though, make sure that you can actually use it before it expires. So you might be able to get, 10 boxes of cereal for 50 cents each or whatever, but if it's going to expire before you use it, it's still 50 cents, and all of those 50 cents purchases will add up. So just make sure that you will be able to use it before it expires. You can shop your pantry and base your meals and snacks and things that you are going to make based on what you already have. So look to see if you have a lot of rice or a lot of pasta or tomato sauce or whatever it might be, and get creative and create meals that way. I have come up with a lot of interesting things, especially for lunches, based on just things that I have in the refrigerator, and I just thought, oh, I'll just mix this together and that together, and you can, make some interesting things, and also you're not, going and buying a lot more groceries if you just kind of look and see what you already have. Be sure to know your store's policy with coupons. I think they're pretty much all different. I know some stores will double coupons up to $1. We don't have any of that available around here. Some stores will do 50 cents. Some of our stores quit taking digital coupons, and some still take them. Some are very strict on expiration dates. They won't even take 1 day over, and some stores will allow you to use expired coupons up to a year. So just check your store's coupon policy and make sure you know it, so there aren't any surprises when you get to the checkout. When you go to do your meal planning, check the cost of a recipe. I have wanted to make desserts before, and I started adding up how much everything was going to be, and sometimes I'm like, wow, this is going to be like $20 to make this small dessert. And it's just because all of these ingredients really add up, and you might not realize it until you do the math and you're like, okay, I think I'm going to pick something else. So just be sure that if you're planning a meal or a dessert, that you really want to spend, that money on all of those ingredients. One thing I have been trying to do is add more meatless meals into our meal plan. My husband and boys aren't too fond of meatless meals. I mean, they really like their meat, and I need to make sure it's something very filling. But I have been cooking a few more meatless meals, and they have been enjoying them. So I'm trying to do it once a week. But things like beans and quinoa and pasta, they're very filling. So if you get creative and you add enough, you can make some meatless meals. And some families eat meatless all the time, but my family just isn't very fond of that. One way that I save money on groceries is to use cloths to clean instead of paper towel. I thought that was going to be really hard, and I think I started doing that in the winter. It's been a while, probably 6 months or maybe longer. I was a paper towel girl all the way, but I started doing it, and really it wasn't that bad. I just, use a cloth and clean our glass, and I've just been doing it for a while, so I'm very used to it. And I've also been using cloth napkins rather than paper napkins, and I have been saving a lot that way. It just really helps not to use things that you're going to throw away. I was never into buying paper plates or paper cups, but that is definitely something that you could really save on, just eliminating that stuff. Also, you can make your own cleaners, and you'll save a lot that way. I use vinegar a lot to clean, and I have been using a lot more natural cleaners. And it's so easy to make your own. I use vinegar and water with a little bit of tea tree oil to clean a lot of things and my glass and everything, and it works really well. And it's a lot cheaper to buy a huge jug of vinegar instead of all those different cleaners. If you happen to buy Swiffer cloths and the pads for the Swiffer mop and the cleaning bottles and all of that, it really adds up. I use a Rubbermaid Reveal mop, and it comes with a washable pad that you use to wash your floor, and you can put your own cleaner in the bottle. So I save a lot that way. I don't have to constantly buy those bottles to use to clean my floor, and I don't have to constantly spend money to buy the cloths to mop the floor. I also use a microfiber cloth on my Swiffer sweeper. You can also save by using containers for whatever you can instead of sandwich bags. I have been using the Sure Fresh Dollar Tree containers to put cut up fruit in, strawberries, grapes, melon, and things like that, and keeping them in my refrigerator so that I don't have to keep using sandwich bags. We do use sandwich bags for snacks and things like that because my boys are in high school and they don't want like a million containers to bring to school. So if they were younger and they had it all in a lunchbox, I probably would use even more. But that will save a little bit by not having to constantly buy sandwich bags. You can also save by growing your own herbs or gardening. I grow basil, cilantro, and parsley. And I can't always keep up with my cilantro usage, so sometimes I still have to buy it, but it really does cut down on the cost, especially the basil. I go through that a lot, but my basil plant seems to be able to keep up with me. But look into gardening if that's something that you are interested in. I know you can do container gardening, or you can really go at it and have a huge garden and save a lot of money that way. I also save money by going to the Dollar Tree for a few things. I usually go one time a month and get things like their magic erasers instead of buying the Mr. Clean brand because they work really well. And you can save money there on household type things like sponges. You can actually use coupons at the Dollar Tree on things like deodorant if it's, whatever name brand, their toothpaste. So just, kind of look around and see if they have things that you use and you can save money there. Another way that we save money is to drink water. So I buy juice for my husband. He likes it when he goes to the gym, but besides that, we pretty much drink water. You could maybe slowly do that if you are drinking soda and juices in your home, but you will save a lot of money if you start to eliminate that. We all hear that we should eat before we go grocery shopping, and this is so true. I know that if I go grocery shopping when I'm hungry, everything looks good and I'm more tempted to, grab a few things. So definitely eat before you go. Try your best to stick to your grocery list or give yourself a limit on new things that you want to try. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I go to Trader Joe's once a month and I do get new things to try. And part of that is because we just want to try new things, because how will I ever know what I like if I never try anything new? But also I do Trader Joe's reviews, and I do a lot of cooking on my YouTube channel, so I need to, constantly be trying new things and coming up with new recipes and things like that. But I still need to stay in my grocery budget as well. But it's so easy to go a little crazy on trying new things, especially at Trader Joe's where they are constantly coming out with new products. So I've been trying to limit myself a little bit. Also in the store, I keep track of how much I am spending. You can either do this by just writing down on the side of your grocery list, say you pick up something and it's $5, write $5. The next thing you pick up is almost $2. Round it up to $2 and add it to the 5, so you're at 7. And then keep adding it on, and it will kind of be an estimate, but that way you won't be surprised at checkout. I like doing it that way. That way I don't have to hold my grocery list. Maybe I want to look and double check a coupon and I have my phone to use the calculator and I don't want to set it down somewhere or drop it. But you could use a calculator or your phone. I just write it down and it's a little bit easier. But that really helps me to keep on track. Now, say you're going through the grocery store and you see some things that you're like, okay, I want to get this if I can. I always do that. I always have like 2 or 3 things like, okay, if I don't go too crazy, I can get these, but I'm not sure if it will fit in my budget. I usually keep those in the front of the cart. If you have a baby who's up there, you could put them in a certain spot in your cart, and that way when you get to checkout, you can kind of see if you have enough for those things. That way I'm not, at checkout like digging through like, oh no, I went way over, and hey, can you take off that box of such and such? And you can even put those at the end of your order at checkout and kind of watch the screen, and then if it gets to be too much, you can just say, okay, I'm not going to get these items or whatever. But that's just something, if you really need to watch it and make sure that you don't go over. You can also be sure to weigh all of your produce. You will be surprised sometimes how heavy certain things are, and that way you won't be surprised at checkout when you weigh your 5 apples and realize way more than you wanted to spend. Be sure to watch the screen as they are ringing up your groceries. I have had several times where I was overcharged or I didn't get the sale price, and you can just kindly say, oh, that was supposed to be whatever, and they can, either take your word for it or check the sale paper or something like that. But that happens very frequently. Now, if you have little children and you're trying to watch them and you just can't watch the screen, just check your receipt, and then you can get an adjustment on your receipt after you grocery shop. I mean, it's a little bit of a pain, but you would be surprised. A lot of times we get overcharged for our groceries. Say you want to get something on sale and they don't have it, look into getting a rain check. So they will give you a slip and you can get it the next time it's in stock at that sale price. Say you're shopping with your kids and they want certain boxes of cereal and certain snacks and everything, and they don't understand grocery budgets and things, especially when they're younger. One thing that you can do is give them choices. You can pick between this snack and this snack, and that way they can feel like they are part of, picking out the snacks, and they are still getting some things that they want, but it isn't a constant, battle of telling them, no, you can't get this, no, you can't get that, no, you can't get these cookies, no, you can't get these snacks. You could even, allow them to choose between certain fruits. And now I'm going to talk about some ways that we can save money on our gas. I just have a few tips, and some of these will just be reminders. One thing that I try to do is plan my errands well. So I just make sure that I'm not backtracking, and if I need to stop in a store that is like 10 minutes away, I will just hit that store on the way to the gym. If I want to go to multiple stores like I did last week, I will make sure that I go in a circle. So I'll hit a couple this way, and then as I'm coming home, I will hit another store. So I just kind of plan it out carefully. You can also save money by not allowing your car to run while you're just sitting there waiting for your kids to come out of school or come out of practice. Carpooling is a big way to save money, whether it's to work or your kids' school or sporting events. Just really look at ways that you can, add extra people to your car or get a ride and share the load. I'm sure other moms would be happy to carpool because that will give them a break as well. In our area, Kroger is the best place to get gas. It's always a little bit cheaper. And if you shop at Kroger, a lot of times if you build up points, they will give you a discount on your gas. And I'm not sure the exact amount, so that's something that you would have to look into. I think it actually says it on the bottom of your receipt. But you can save money on gas that way. Just check around and find the cheapest place to get gas in your area. And I would say make it part of your routine to fill up your tank instead of waiting until you're on empty and then you're stuck filling up, and you might have to overspend, especially if you're in an area where gas might be more expensive, or if you have to travel to work and the gas is cheaper along the way or near your work or near your home. Find the place where it's cheapest and just make it part of your routine to fill up your tank there. So those are all the tips that I have for saving money on groceries and gas. I would love to hear some of your tips, and I think it would be great if we could, read through the comments and get ideas from each other. I love reading tips like this, and I'm always looking for ways to save money on groceries and gas. So be sure to leave your comments below. Thank you so much for watching.